Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is September 1st of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland has authorized a World War III plot for the date of September 2nd of 2025. Coincidentally, the date of September 2nd of 2025 marks the 80-year anniversary of the end of World War II back on September 2nd of 1945. And in the event of a second World War, i.e. World War III, on the date of September 2nd of 2025, it would mark two such events in 81 years. And of course, 81 equates to August 1st, which is the Swiss National Day, because this is Switzerland basically starting World War III from their headquarters in Geneva, Switzerland. So exactly when this attack will transpire is not known, but it will likely commence during the live broadcast of the TCU versus UNC college football game in the United States, which is going to transpire between 8 p.m. Eastern Time and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the night of September 1st of 2025. What's imperative to note here is that this impending World War III scenario is going to be biological, chemical, radiological, and nuclear in nature, likely featuring a second global pandemic. So, in order to basically set this up, Switzerland has organized what's called the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit, which is currently ongoing in Tianjin, China. And so you have Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping meeting in secret, which is they're basically going to authorize this attack plot. So exactly what it's going to look like is not known. But on the date of September 2nd of 2025, it's highly likely that Russia is going to stage a full-scale invasion of Ukraine, likely seizing Kiev, and or invading or attacking Germany, Poland, and possibly Alaska. China is likely going to go into Taiwan, possibly Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and or South Korea. Iran is likely going to go into Israel, the United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, and possibly even Saudi Arabia. And then North Korea and Kim Jong-un just left Pyongyang, North Korea, and is currently en route to Tianjin, China, where he will be meeting with Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin to get his marching orders. And so North Korea is likely going to attack South Korea, likely starting with the DMZ, the demilitarized zone between North Korea and South Korea, which is completely staffed with U.S. soldiers. So this is going to draw the United States directly into World War III. Coincidentally, before World War III can commence in the United States, the CIA must terminate U.S. President Donald J. Trump, who is going to obviously be opposed to foreign wars, and so they have to eliminate U.S. President Donald J. Trump on the night of September 1st or the day of September 2nd of 2025 in order for this plot to go forward. Coincidentally, back on August 27th of 2025, J.D. Vance, the vice president-to-be, or the president-to-be, I should say, he gave a interview in which he stated that Donald J. Trump is, quote-unquote, in incredibly good health, and then he stated that he would be willing to take over if there was a tragedy that would befall Trump. So they're setting this up for Donald J. Trump to become to disappear, and for J.D. Vance to become the president of the United States. And 3 days later, on August 30th, the CIA spawned this online rumor that was trending on Twitter and other social media platforms using the tagline, "Trump is dead." So this is basically what's going to happen is they're going to knock Trump out of the way, put J.D. Vance in, and then we're going to go gung-ho for World War III. And in order to foreshadow this, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, who is currently taking a tour of states which border Russia, her plane was hit with a jamming device, which they say is now being blamed on the Russian Federation. So they're already setting this up that basically Russia is becoming aggressive and is going to basically start some sort of an offensive against Europe and or the West. So just to recap, September 2nd, 2025, CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to authorize Russia, China, Iran, and or North Korea to attack their enemies. And of course, Russia has previously been in a war with Ukraine, Germany, and Poland. China has historically been had a war with Japan and an ongoing feud with Taiwan, which used to be part of China. And then Iran has an ongoing feud with Israel, and North Korea and South Korea have previously been engaged in war. So basically, they're going back to the CIA is going back to their bread and butter. This is going to likely start out as a conventional war and will quickly escalate into a CBRN, chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear-related attack. And then we're going to see the spawning of a second global biological pandemic, likely coming out of China. We're likely going to see the CIA is going to turn off the internet, likely under the guise of a Russian, Chinese, Iranian, or North Korean cutting of underwater internet cables. We see this in the North Sea, where a Chinese freighter as well as a Russian freighter were implicated in cutting cables. So basically, once this war starts, CIA headquarters, which is coincidentally home to the internet, CERN, is the motherboard of the internet. They're going to turn off the internet because they want to eliminate people like me from posting reports and videos about this impending war. And so they basically want to go back to basically mainstream media so that they have complete control of the narrative. So Switzerland is going to basically turn off the internet, and this is what's called, the code word for this is called net neutrality. And so CERN is going to turn on the off switch, and then basically everybody's going to go back to regular television where they completely control the narrative. And anti-war journalists such as myself and Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, people like that are going to obviously speak out against this Zionist agenda are going to be silenced by de facto. They don't even have to target them directly because they could just shut off the entire internet and basically have the narrative to themselves. And this is because Switzerland is home to the internet, and therefore they have complete control over the internet, and therefore because this war, see, a Swiss cross is like a puppet master, right? So they have North Korea, they have Iran, Russia, and China, and these are their state actors which they control, and then they're going to have them attack the West, and then we're going to go into a World War III scenario where military drafts, draconian martial law is going to be, because Switzerland is exposed. So her CIA headquarters, thanks to yours truly, has exposed their secret headquarters in Switzerland. And so they're exposed, so they have to basically start World War III to basically level everybody, and neutralize everybody that knows about this. So they have to kill millions of people, and they're going to do that starting on the date of September 2nd of 2025. Obviously, if there's no internet, you cannot download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, and you cannot share it with local, national, and international media outlets if there's no internet. So I would encourage you to download it now. But basically, the Swiss offensive via their actors, their puppets in Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea are going to be mobilizing forces, which is probably happening right now, and is going to be basically starting World War III on the 80th anniversary of the end of World War II. And this is how you know that it's orchestrated by Switzerland, because everything has the numeric signature of Switzerland, which is organizing it. So this would be 2 world wars in 81 years. And of course, 81, as I previously mentioned, is in fact the Swiss National Day or the Swiss Swiss National Day. So this is basically the birth of Switzerland, because this birth, this impending war starting on September 2nd is going to give birth to the new Switzerland, and they're going to basically wipe out millions of people, including yours truly, as well as anybody that is opposed to their takeover, and they're basically going to turn the world upside down. So obviously, if that happens, and the internet is still on, I kindly ask you to download this video and share as I previously mentioned. So obviously, praying for a peaceful day on September 2nd, and hopefully this video will suffice in thwarting World War III. Peace.